If you recall, I recently covered a story about an outbreak of the deadly avian influenza that was making its way through India. Today we have a few more updates for you on this story and how the government has been responding since we first covered this bird flu outbreak. I'm going to get into all the details in just a moment, but first if you could please smash that like button, we'd really appreciate it, and it definitely helps out the channel. Now with that out of the way, let's just dive right into today's update. All three Delhi municipal corporations have officially banned the sale of chicken in their respective regions after it was confirmed this week that bird flu cases had made their way to the national capital. In addition to this, hotels and restaurants were also warned to not serve any egg-based dishes or poultry meats for the time being. The North Delhi Municipal Corporation said in a statement on Wednesday, all meat and poultry shops and meat processing units in areas under NDMC are prohibited from selling or storing poultry or processed or packaged chicken meat with immediate effect till further orders, adding, all restaurant owners are directed not to serve poultry meat, poultry product, or any egg-related dishes, or action will be taken against them. Now it's always unnerving when a government says in an order action will be taken against them, although I would rather them be a little bit hysterical about this and get it under control before it spreads to humans. The last thing we need right now is another pandemic before the current one is even over. In a separate order made by the South Delhi Municipal Corporation, they said, due to bird flu, wholesale poultry markets is to be totally shut, complete ban on import of poultry or unprocessed poultry meat, ban on selling, processing, packaging of poultry or poultry meat till the next order. All restaurants are instructed not to serve poultry meat or eggs, adding, whosoever defies the orders, his/her trade license will be suspended. In addition to this, the mayor of East Delhi also put out a similar statement that said, selling and storage of poultry or processed chicken meat by shops and restaurants has been banned in East Delhi area with immediate effect. Restaurants and hotels too are prohibited from serving such products. So it seems like a lot of India's top authorities are on the same page with beginning the culling process and trying to stop the spread of the avian influenza in its tracks. However, all of these orders have been made with the purpose of trying to ease panic in the country. They put out a simple list of do's and don'ts, such as not eating half-cooked chicken and half-boiled or half-fried eggs, but it's also important to note that while H5N8 is extremely pathogenic in birds, the likelihood of human infection remains very low. However, low does not mean zero. According to a news outlet in India though, sudden outbreaks of avian influenza in parts of the country are common. The outbreaks usually happen in the winter months beginning in September or October and lasting until about February or March. For some years now, the bird mortalities are more one year and less the next. However, every year India has experienced this disease because of the bird migrations. Atul Chaturvedi, the Secretary of the Union Government's Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairy and Fishery, said in a statement, in the history of bird flu in India over the last 15 years since 2006, not a single instance has been reported when the infection was passed on to humans. Human-to-human transmission is even more remote. According to India Times, he also went on to argue that the banning of poultry products was not required because they had already culled the infected poultry and were not allowed to move them from that infected zone, adding, there should be no apprehension about consumption of poultry products if they are cooked properly. And as I mentioned, the bird flu or avian influenza is a viral infection that primarily spreads among birds, but there is a low chance that it could pass on to humans. Some symptoms in the initial stages are a sore throat, with later stage symptoms being fever, muscle pain, body chills, sweating, headache, dry cough, nasal congestion, and fatigue. The easiest way to stay safe from this is to obviously avoid exposure or close contact with any infected poultry. Shouldn't be around that anyways. Avoid consuming uncooked or partially cooked chicken and eggs. Both should be cooked at high heat anyways because the higher temperature actually kills the virus. If you did come into direct contact with a bird, there's also influenza antiviral medications that can be taken as a preventative measure. So hopefully this brought you a wee bit of calm but also informed you about the possibilities. Just make sure you follow those ways to stay safe, and if you live in India, maybe switch to a vegan diet for a bit. I'm just saying. With that though, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled Influencers Charlie D'Amelio, Dixie D'Amelio, and Noah Beck in Big Trouble. Paula says they post about how people should stay at home while they're doing the exact opposite. Ah, don't you love it? Hypocrisy at its finest. The specials are allowed to do whatever they want. Sarah Rideout says, people are mad now, but after a few days they will get over it. They always overlook these influencers and give them a pass because they're famous. I think that used to be the case. With a lot of celebrities, we just gave them a pass because they were famous and whatever, but I think with influencers, I think more so what the thing is, we can't keep track of them. There's so many. I could name you like 50 TikTok names that we've talked about on here. All of them consider themselves to be influencers. So hopefully they're held accountable. Chloe with a Y says, I'm a single mom with a toddler and I can't see my own family, yet Noah and others needs a holiday from making TikToks. Can I get a privilege much? Amen, sister. Phoenix Castle says, they say that people should stay home, but they don't even stay at home themselves. They are not staying safe, and I won't even be surprised if one of them gets COVID-19, just saying. Let's hope. I don't want anyone to get COVID-19. I really don't. But let's just hope that they're quarantining now and they're not gonna do that again based on the backlash. That's what we're hoping. Music Crave says, they are so disconnected from reality, it's actually alarming. Yeah, they're certainly living in their own bubble, that's for sure. That's been today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.